All right. How about the Rangers? 15th comeback win of the season. 2-1. Panarin scores. Lafreniere scores in overtime. 15th comeback win. Rangers needed it, man. They were down 1-0 going in the third. They got a goal at the end of the third period. I almost said quarter, and they get the win. Yes, Jose has joined us today. And, hey, that's all you can ask for. You know, you come back, home game after a long All-Star break, and you got to get that win. You got to get it. And they get it. Yes, Josh, let's go. And they did. And I was very excited. I was very happy. And it put me in a good mood last night. It put me in a very good mood last night. And I was like, all right, you know, this is pretty good. Jonathan Quick, first assist as a Ranger on the game-winning goal. Quick, 11 wins this season. They've gotten 15 points in those games, which seems like that's not a lot of points. That's what he said last night. 11 wins with him. If a win is 3 points, well, I mean, okay, but they've won, he's won 2 in a row quick, and yeah, I mean, they were tied for 5th in the league coming in, and they got the win last night. I was very happy about that, and yeah, so I was watching that. Is Igor in trouble? I don't know if Igor's in trouble there, Jose, but I would say that it was a very good night. And we take it for what it is. We take every game. But I'll tell you, they have not looked good this season. Josh, I got my J's messed up. And Josh would, I think, concur with me that they have not played good hockey. They've been very uneven the last over 20 games, almost 25 games. And, you know, Quick came in. I mean, they picked him up. He was more down than up the last couple seasons. And, you know, hey, I'm not going to jump the gun on this because it's one goddamn game, but we are going Monday night. Who are the Rangers playing next? Because I know the Knicks are playing, and no OG playing for his 5th straight game. And I just sent something to Josh, Aaron, and Rob. Oh, and it is concert. It is concert, Aaron. Because I just found out a new little twist the other night that Aaron's a real music guy. So he is concert Aaron. And I just wanted to get that out there and say, you know, yeah. Yes, good afternoon there, Rob, too. And thank God they got off a good start. But I sent him something that the Knicks nixed a trade for Grimes to Dallas, but there was no other info. And I just saw it and I immediately, you know, sent it to the guys. I didn't read it. I'm rushing to get stuff, you know, because I was like, you know, Michigan's coming home, but I think she's working a little late today, so I think I have a little more time. And if I have a little more time, then I can do a show. And I was like, let me just get going because I have too much information in my head as it is. And I was like, let me get a show going. So, yes, we're going Monday night. I was checking. The Knicks are playing the Grizz tonight. And, you know, listen, I talked about the Laker game. I watched the end of the Laker game. They went 7 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter. But I'm a little concerned that OG's out for 5 games. Aaron says Tommy John surgery. And I said to the guys, what do you think? Could it be a problem where it's his shooting hand, and if it's his elbow, it's affecting his shooting? And is that a problem? You know, 5 games, missing 5 games is a lot of game. Yeah. Yes, you were asleep. Rob, you were way asleep. Yes, you were a huge music and concert guy going to see the Stones in a few months. Do they come out in wheelchairs is what I want to know. Do they come out in wheelchairs? And if they do, I mean, listen, can you imagine still touring? Well, they said that the lead singer, how come I'm blanking on his name? I see his face. I'm blanking. Has more energy than all of us. He actually had a heart procedure and was back touring. I would see the Stones in concert. I saw The Who at their 25th anniversary. Mick Jagger, thank you very much there. As I call you, Podcast Rob. I have Broccoli Rob, who just had his birthday, and I have Podcast Rob. Well, Podcast Rob, yes. So that's what I heard. A lot of energy, which I like a lot. But yeah, Knicks have a game tonight, and I'm a little concerned because we haven't heard anything about Grimes' knee injury. But we've heard even less about OG and an elbow. 5 games, a lot of games to miss. And is he coming back? And when is he coming back? And I don't think I personally, and I was talking to Podcast Rob about this, that I don't think they should jump the gun and make some trades now to bring somebody in that doesn't fit the nucleus of the team, which Rob concurred with me. And, you know, you still have out, you're at least another 2 weeks before evaluating for Randall. The Mavs blew out won by 16 over the Sixers last night. Sixers now 30-19. They've lost 4 of their last 5. And the Clippers won last night. They're 26-5 their last 31, which, I mean, they're playing out of their goddamn minds. And Josh Harden is just, I guess he's happy in L.A. I guess he's finally happy somewhere. And I saw the Nets lost last night. Weren't shooting well. They lost by 11. They didn't have a lot of healthy bodies. And the bodies they could have played, from what I read, weren't going to help the team much anyway, but they had a bad shooting night. And I saw Curry hit a three. I mean, I just love watching him play. I mean, he just goes through, got his own rebound. I mean, that's all hard on his part. And I was talking to James, too, about it, that, Draymond Green, they don't want to play in Paris, which I didn't think about because of Rudy, Gobert, Gobert, he choked him. And I said, you really think he's afraid? You think he gives a shit? And I think Grant Hill made a mistake in a way, not bringing him back. You want a tough guy. You want a guy that's going to be your enforcer for the team because you want to protect everybody. And as we saw, Donovan Mitchell got into it with Zach Collins, gets hit and then sucker punches him, which I thought he was. I mean, he got hit, and then he did a little flop, and then he punched him, and then he ran, which is what, dude, there's some guys who should fight, and other guys that don't, because that's the thing, too. If you're going to punch somebody, and, I kind of like the guys, I've gotten into arguments with guys, and the guys stay there and get right in your face. You're like, oh, this guy's serious. You try to scare someone, and then you're like, oh, maybe I should back up. Some guys should just play basketball. Some guys, you want on your side, and Draymond's not going to back up to pretty much anybody. I mean, he's not the biggest guy now, but there are guys now you don't want to mess with. And Draymond, I think that would be good for the Olympic team. They got to have somebody who's going to be there that's going to stick up for the other players and not let anything get out of control. I mean, we'll see what happens on that front, but time will tell. Yeah. So Josh heard after the All-Star break, Rob says, if they could clone 90s Jordan, if they could, and did you guys hear what LeBron said? Oh, LeBron kills me. LeBron is the best. LeBron just, I'll tell you, he thinks he's smarter than all of us, but he isn't. He isn't smarter than all of us. And I gotta find out. I wrote it down. I was okay. So yesterday he was asked twice about the trade deadline last night. He said, you guys went 4-2 on the trip. He was asked this question. 4-2, you feel like as a team you've proven or shown why you guys should continue to invest in this group. And he says, this is who we have, so there's nothing else to talk about. And they asked him again, with the trade deadline approaching, do you like the makeup of this roster? Is this roster good enough to win a championship? Do changes need to be made? James said, it's not a question for me. I love who we have in the locker room, and that's all I worry about. I don't get caught up in that. We're going to go out and prepare ourselves every single night, no matter what it is, no matter who's out on this team, no matter what. So it's my job and it's AD's job as the two captains to make sure we keep the main thing the main thing. The main focus is now. Thursday's game at home against the Nuggets, and look forward to that matchup. Thank you, Jovan Buha. I just love that. Mr. GM, all of a sudden it isn't Mr. GM. Well, I'm not. Everywhere he goes, he pokes the little bears. Big Bear tells everybody else what to do, and now all of a sudden he's like, no. As captains, we got to do this. Really? And I couldn't remember. And Tommy from Company J said to me, I think I said oh my God, I still can't remember what it's called. We just listen to the podcast and the time thing, with the sand going through it. I can't remember the name of it. And again, and he called me on that. I thought that was funny. And I screwed up the UNC game where it was the first time when they beat Duke. They had two 20-point double-doubles since 98 with Jameson and Carter, which I probably went to that game. I was in school back then. So I'm thinking I probably went to that game. But yeah, I love that about LeBron. Like all of a sudden LeBron, like, I got to do this and that. I'm like, come on, dude. If things aren't working, you're going to bring someone else in. You're going to try to make something happen. Now, this is interesting about the Super Bowl because I know the amount of people betting on the Super Bowl. Well, I said that over $21 billion are going to be bet on the Super Bowl. Yeah, I want to make sure I get this right because, I'm all about keeping the facts. Yes, $23.1 billion, according to the American Gaming Association. I said, that's it? And a record 67.8 American adults, 26%, are expected to bet on this year's Super Bowl, according to American Gaming. So over 68.7 million and over 23.1 billion. And I am in I think three of those, we got 5 boxes in 3 different things. So we are in that. We are in that group that's going to be